It's Life Coach Rich. Looking at I'm making a shooting target for basically pistol stuff. So I'm going to take you through the process of what I'm making for a little shooting range target thing. I'm making it out of wood and then hanging metal targets from the wood in different ways. So I'll show you the diagram of what I'm building and then how I'm building it, and that's just one option of how to do something. So I didn't want to take the extra expense of doing. I did buy the metal targets, but I didn't want to take the extra expense of doing a lot of metal also as far as the hanging stuff. I wanted it a different way. I wanted it set up. So I'll show you a picture of how I drew it up, of how I'm building it, and then we'll go from there. So I've just got some sawhorses. I changed first. I was going to say that it was going to be a 2x6 by 8, but then I changed that. So I changed it to a 2 by, what is this? I think this is a 2 by 8 because of the weight of the targets. And I've got some sawhorse stands that I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to hang targets from it, and then also build a couple of trees on top of it, a couple of T sections. So anyway, so I went with a 10-footer so that the targets will be spaced out just a little bit more. So from the end, I'm coming over a foot, and then it's going to be 16 inches after that instead of like 18. So I did every 16 inches. So a foot away from the ends, and then I've got 16 inches. So I marked it across the middle, and that worked out for that 10-foot section. And then now I've cut up some pieces. I cut up boards that were 1 foot and 1.5 feet. So 18 inches and then 1 foot. So I'm gonna hang them from different heights just to kind of stagger it in a V pattern. So you'll see that after I put those on there. But this is the initial stages of what I've done so far. All right, here's got all the hooks on here now. That's the first step. Now I'll get to working on the tees. All right, we're about to put this in place. I prepped the site, and here's my long boards, and then the tees right there. Coming off of it, there's the sawhorse sections to hold the main board up, and then I got some 4 T-posts. Because I got 2 more targets that these right here, I got these T-post hangers. I was going to hang these bigger targets up. These I found these on sale, Midway USA, and so I got 2 of these targets. So looking forward to putting those up, and then I'll put these on the top there so that I can just put them on top of the 2 T-posts each. And anyway, that's the plan, and then got to go set it all up. Well, I'm putting it together here. I put my first tee on, and that's going to be a problem. I didn't anticipate that. If you have a situation where you're standing uphill shooting downhill, then it'd probably be okay. But for me, then I'm downhill and I'm shooting a little bit uphill. So then I would definitely be shooting up, and that's going to go right over my dirt bank, and I can't do that. It's just going to go through brush and trees over there, and then I've got a building over there and then neighbors and stuff. So I can't safely do that. So that tee is not going to work. But in your situation, if you're, like I said, if you're standing uphill shooting downhill towards a dirt bank, then it would work. And I didn't think about that as far as my particular slope. It's going to be too high. So I'll have to do something else with my tees. I've made 2 of them, so I'll do something else with them. Okay. Well, that's what we've got so far. I cut the legs 4 feet, and yeah, I've got it up for now. I could try to cut that legs off on the left side over here to make it a little bit more level, but it doesn't really matter. They are sitting up there. I already said about my tees, I just turned them upside down and then put 8-inch gongs on the bottom, and then that's a 6-inch wide one, and then I've got 8, 4, 6, 6, 6, 4, and 8. Yeah, that's okay. I guess I didn't do. I was, and I still may, because this, I don't know, I don't really like this, but I had already cut the tees, and then because of the situation, I told you I can't be shooting up. I need to be shooting down into my dirt bank. So I may do something different, just take this off and use that as a just a section coming out here, and I had on the drawing put an 8-inch gong out here because it is a little cramped right here, and I don't like these being so close to the bar right there. You know, but hey, that's what I got so far. The T-posts, I got the 6, and I think that's 6.5. Or no, these are the 80-inch T-posts, I think 83-inch or something. These are the tall ones, and I did not realize how hard those things are to drive in. I was just using a mini sledge, and so I'm gonna have to get small ones. I'm gonna have to get the small ones. I think they had some 4.5-foot ones, and so by the time I drive those in, and because I'm downhill, then that'll work. Because see, these are this would be okay if I drove that in over here like 1.5 feet or something, but it hasn't rained here recently, so the ground, I drove it in about 4 inches. And that was about it. I was like, wow, I don't have one of the T-post, you know, kind of hammer things. I wasn't going to buy that just for 4 T-posts. I was just going to do it with a sledge. So I think the smaller T-post will work, and then that little body type target will work. That's what I have for now. Yeah, turned out okay. We'll have to test it and see how it works. Okay, this was my original design here. And so I kind of adapted it a little bit. This is sort of my adapted design, but as you saw in the video today, so just kind of describing what I did. These legs are 4 feet, 2x4s, about 4 feet. So this is about 4 feet off the ground, and then I stagger each of these 6 inches to 1 foot. So I didn't want everything lined up the same. So if you were going between targets or whatever, you need to, so if you're going, you need to adapt and move and reposition and retarget, you know, realign. So that's why I had staggered those. So that's a 1.5 feet, or I'm sorry, yeah, 1 foot down or 6 inches down. And then these are the size of the targets that I had on them: 8 inches, 4 inches, 6, 6, 6, 4, 8. I was going to do something with the tees here, but then the tees were too high. These are 3 foot by 3 foot, and then they were down like 6 inches. And then I had 2 3-inchers, and man, those 3-inchers are so small. I should not have gotten those. And so anyway, you saw that I had to adapt it and make the tee come down here and hang from there. So that was my original design, but I had to adapt it because it was too high for my particular situation. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if I will put these off to the side and drop any down or not. I may be okay with the way it is. We'll see. We'll see if I like it. The way the tee is, I may go ahead and kill the tee and just put that, you know, I've got 2-3 foot sections, so I may just go ahead and, you know, unscrew them and then have 2 sections come out here and do some stuff. But anyway, that's what the deal was. Before I was going to go for a 2x6, but then I went bigger, and then I just didn't want it to bow. So I think I actually got a 2x10 by 10 instead of a 2x8 by 10. Because I just didn't want once you get all of the weight on here from all of those targets, they're kind of heavy. And so anyway, I'll total up the pricing for how much this cost me here in a minute. This is what I have into it so far. Sometimes when I watch videos of, you know, people making target stand or something like that, I always kind of wonder how much. I wasn't sure how much stuff was, and so this is sort of the summary of what I've gotten the targets for. So I got about 600 in the targets. I've got 13 steel targets, most 3/8 inch, some of the white ones, and then the body targets are all 1/2 inch. And then the wooden materials, including the T-posts and the T-post holders for those other body targets, then that stuff was about $250. So that setup that you saw, even though I didn't have the body targets up yet, I'll get the T-posts and put those in and show you that. But anyway, that's about how much. Looks like it's about $850 for that setup that I have right now. And so looking forward to practicing some more and getting better at shooting and having some fun. I hope this is helpful. See you next time.